My name's Karina. I'm in my 40s, and up until relatively recently I have been suffering really badly with a condition called ME. I had the ME for 3 years and it was completely ruining my life. I was bedbound for a year and on either side of that pretty much housebound for a year. I couldn't walk up the stairs by myself. I struggled to brush my teeth, empty the dishwasher. Life pretty much stopped for me. I have tried a lot of different things to help me get rid of, to get over, to cope with having ME. Obviously I started with my GP. I've been to see a specialist and there is no medical help. Some people respond well to antidepressants. I tried that when I was at my wit's end and they actually make me worse, not better. So I've always had an interest in alternative health, so I started looking into different alternative health things. I have tried acupuncture, homeopathy, reflexology, Reiki, spiritual healing, lymphatic drainage massage, anything basically that anyone ever said. I mean, I was eating the right diet, taking multivitamins, I've done kinesiology, the lot. And what I was finding is that each thing was perhaps helping 1 or 2%. So at the end of 2 years was when I was at my worst, and that's when I started looking at alternative therapies. And as I say, each therapy took me a tiny bit better. And if I did anything, I would just get knocked straight back down again if I exerted myself in any way. So it was a year, I think, of trying that I was reading a book and it mentioned EFT. So I did the Google search and found a guy called Peter who was in the next village over from me, and I was like, that's so lucky. I can drive for 10 minutes, I can now get that far. So chatted with Peter on the phone and felt that, yep, he was someone I could work with. And then he told me about that he was doing a workshop, which was actually a training workshop, and he said that would give me a good introduction to how he does it, what he does, more about what EFT is about. So I was keen and nervous because there was no way I could do a day. I physically and mentally, with all of the ME conditions, could not sit up and listen to anyone for a day. So I came with the agreement that I would do as much as I could and then I would have to leave. And that obviously made me feel relaxed and comfortable about coming. I think the course started about 9:30 in the morning. By 11 o'clock I was getting to the point where I couldn't hear what was happening anymore because of the ME, and I was starting to feel very shaky. So when it came to lunch break, I said to Peter, I'm going to have to go. I'm not going to be able to drive home if I leave it any longer. And he said to me, do you want me to try some EFT and you one-to-one while everyone else is out at lunch, and see if we can boost your energy levels back up and you can stay for a bit longer? And I was like, yes please, if you can, but be aware I can hardly hear what you're saying right now because it's getting really bad. We sat down, the other students were having their lunch, and over about 20 minutes to half an hour Peter was tapping me. Sometimes when you have EFT you tap yourself, but I couldn't at that point have lifted my arms up to do that. And it changed my life. It sounds really dramatic, but from that day I started getting my life back. It took him 20 minutes or half an hour, and I did that stupid thing of having to cry during the session, which was hate doing that. But it wasn't all that bad. But just the stuff that came out, all the emotional suppressing that I'd been doing, just the EFT released it and let it all out. And that afternoon, well, first of all, I stayed. I finished the rest of the day, which was just, I mean, God, how could I ever do that? And I did that. And then more amazingly, I went out that night. I have never before in the 3 years got up at like 7 o'clock in the morning and not been back to bed by lunchtime. So this day I did a whole day of listening to lecturing, participating, and I went out for dinner with my other half that evening, which was just mind-blowing. It sounds normal, but it wasn't. It was a breakthrough for me. And the next day I did things all day long, and the next day I did things all day long. And I still have a bit of problem going, wow, it has made such a difference. I think the course was in the beginning of the summer. I don't recall the date at the moment. So it is October now. So yeah, July, August, September, October. So for 4 months. And I just, today I took a cup of tea up to my daughter, who was in bed this morning, and she went, "Mum, you came up those stairs a bit quick." And it's obviously, that was the fastest time I've walked upstairs in, what, 4 years now. And it's those little tiny things that really prove to me just how I'm progressing. And I don't have ME anymore. There are no symptoms of it left in my body.